everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Kim Congdon Takeover. I'm your host, Kim Congdon, here with myself, Kim Congdon. My boyfriend Chuck's also hanging out, unmiked, just sort of smoking pot and drinking coffee behind me. Yeah, dude, it fucking happened. I moved. I finally got a place in Austin that's not the little studio. Me and my boyfriend I talked about this last time. We were splitting a studio together. And it was quite a nightmare. And we're so happy to be out of there. And honestly, we went back today to get like the last of the stuff, and you could feel the energy of how miserable it was. It was empty, and we were still like, I can't even be in here anymore. We're in a place now. This is going to be the new Kim Congdon Takeover Studios. Obviously, we have no furniture or no setup yet. Listen, I don't know. This is the studio, but it's going to get better. And yeah, we're gonna have some setups and stuff soon. But for now, I'm on the motherfucking floor. I'm drinking coffee. I got a water, and I'm chilling. And I'm roughing it. And it's really, honestly, not even roughing it too much. People are off much worse. There's a giant hurricane on the way, which honestly, pretty upset that they named it Milton. I'm not going to lie. I've never heard of a dorkier name for a hurricane. I mean, literally, I feel like they could have named it like Urkel at that point. Like, what?
Well, it kind of makes sense. Milton's like the name of a kid that you picked on that grew up and like started doing steroids and got really fucking tough.
That makes sense. Milton does sound like it does sound like a kid that got bullied. And babe, you don't have a mic and you're just coughing and smoking pot. I don't know what to say. You're the quietest person I know. I never hear you. We live together. He just doesn't talk. He just silently moves through the house. And as soon as I hit record on this bitch, I could hear his toes crack. I could hear his finger. I could hear his hair grow. Every slurp, every hit of the weed. Anyways, but you're right. You made a good point. Milton does sound like a kid that got bullied and is coming back for revenge. But like, what a pussy name. Honestly, like I would be annoyed if I was like shuttering my windows and everybody's like, what are you worried about? And I'm like, Milton. It's a sad feeling. And I grew up in Florida. We grew up around hurricanes, and we used to Floridians. I'm not too worried about them. I think that everyone's going to be okay because Floridians are like, they're like cockroaches. Like, you can't get us to leave the state. They're not going to evacuate. My mom's like, I'm staying. She's like, I have some water bottles. I'm staying. I'm like, my mom lives on the water in Florida, and she's like, I'm not moving. And yeah, and if you're from Florida, you kind of fucking love hurricanes. We used to have, when I was a kid, we used to have hurricane parties. Like, I think there was in, what year was it? 2006. We had like 3 or 4 hurricanes in the span of 3 weeks come through. And it might have been one of the most fun times of my life. I'm not going to lie. My entire family came over to my house. It was me, my stepdad, my mom, and my sisters. And then my aunt, my cousin, and my grandpa came. My 2 cousins and my grandpa came. And boy, this was the era when Home Alone was really big for me. Like, I was really obsessed with Home Alone, and so was my cousin. So we had like a camcorder and a voice recorder, and our family just got trashed. Our grandpa got absolutely hammered in the hurricane party, and we were just like interviewing our drunk family and kind of like trolling everyone in the family, pranking people. We would go outside and see if we could lean against the wind, and yeah, it was just a lot of drunkenness and drinking and partying and smoking pot. I wasn't smoking pot, my parents were. And it was a good time. And this is something that if you're in the hurricane, this is a good thing to do. If you have any generators or air conditioners and you think your power is going to go out, pick one room that you keep closed off or the door closed, and just keep that one during the day generated. So then at night, it's a little cooler than the rest of the house. That was one, and free Ziploc bags. But besides that, good luck. Have fun, dude. I mean, hopefully it doesn't hit like it did in North Carolina. That was fucked. They were not ready for that over there. They did not see that coming. They got their fucking shit rocked But Florida embraces it. Florida wants it all. They want COVID. They want hurricanes. They want disaster. That's how they thrive. Like Florida will come back stronger after this. North Carolina needs to recover. But besides that, good luck. I don't even know how they name the hurricanes. Why do I want something scary? What about Hurricane Diddy? You hear the Hurricane Diddy's coming. You know you're about to get Hurricane Diddy comes through. Hide the oil. Hide your children. Hide your sons specifically. Hurricane Diddy would be a scary one. What's another scary name for a hurricane? Hurricane Epstein. We should start naming them after criminals. Hurricane fucking, who's that dude? The gay dude, the 8 other gay dudes. Hurricane Dahmer. That sounds like it's going to fuck up a house. It sounds like it's going to give your home a rim job and then eat it away. That would scare me. Milton sounds like a hurricane that's allergic to itself. I mean, like, that's horrible. But, yeah, besides the bad naming, good luck, everyone. I don't know what else to say. Good fucking luck. Have you ever been through a hurricane, babe?
Hurricane
Sandy, another one. That sounds fun. Sounds like a bar I'm going to go to. Sounds like I'm going to go drink there. I might black out, catch an STD at worst. Sandy doesn't sound like... Sandy sounds like a slight inconvenient at worst. Nothing. What year was that?
I don't know. It was 2012, 13.
2012. Fuck, dude.
New York. I think most of it hit me on Long Island. I was just like inland in Hudson Valley, so it wasn't like that.
I don't know why this is so dumb of me, but I didn't even realize hurricanes would hit New York. It feels like only like a...
They do often. That's why it like took them by surprise and wiped off just, a bunch of like $20 million homes.
Nice.
So nobody was like really that upset.
That's like a funny thing too.
Like a tragedy,
Whenever a disaster happens and it happens in a rich neighborhood, I love seeing how no one gives a fuck. Like when Malibu caught on fire, everyone was like, cool. Anyways, and then like switch the flip over. When rich people get fucked over, no one cares. But also, I don't know what to say. Fuck it. Like they don't care. They don't care the rest of the year. I think they're saying that Milton's worse than Hurricane Katrina.
No shit.
Yeah, and bigger than Hurricane Katrina, maybe. And that after Milton, they're going to have to have a new category, which is a 6 for the hurricane. The hurricanes are getting so progressively bad every year that their category 5 is, I think, the biggest one we have so far. But they're going to introduce a new category 6 for the hurricanes next year. Because obviously every year it's going to get worse and worse because the world is ending. So thank you so much for listening to my podcast. You could be doing anything during the last few years of our lives, and you're here watching me in my attic talk to myself and my boyfriend, and I appreciate that. All right, let's get into a little bit of, should we do a little bit of Reddit advice? See who needs some help this week. I know you guys were asking, because I asked you guys last week if there's anything you guys wanted me to talk about on my podcast. And a lot of people were saying that they like when I talk about conspiracies. And I will say this is something I saw. This is something I do think might be true. And I know it is really dumb. I know it's dumb. I do believe they're cloning people in Hollywood. Listen, they cloned that Dolly the lamb, the sheep. We never heard about Dolly again. And they successfully cloned the bitch. That was like 92, sweetie. When all I had was a Tamagotchi. When I could watch porn scrambled up on channel 003. Okay? The technology wasn't there. So I'm sure they've gotten better at cloning since then. And now they are saying like that Kanye was cloned and he was different and all this stuff. And now these pictures of Diddy come out. And I'll tell you what, it don't look like Diddy. It looked like Dottie. I don't know who the man is. Have you seen...
Like celebrities, basically like instead of changing their names, they're just cloning themselves. Sending the Diddy clone to prison for the rest of his life.
Mm-hmm. Undercover. And okay, so I'll show you the new picture of Diddy that came out. And it don't look like Diddy, babe. You need to see. Diddy clone, that's Dottie. I don't know what else to say. That's Drody. That's That's Piff Dotty.
Damn, dude. I've never heard this, man.
You've never heard it?
I'm interested.
Okay, I need you to see. This is the man. Hold on, let me find the mugshot. He looks different, and it's always like it always looks like the clones always look like the same person and almost like a slight fisheye lens. Like it's like they get really close. This is Diddy mugshot. Tell me if that's Diddy, babe. That's Puff Dotty.
Dude, his face sounds strong.
That's Puff Dotty. That's
Yeah, that looks nuts, dude.
that's T Riddy. I don't know who that is, but that's that's not the Puff I grew up on. That's not the man that was having white parties. That man.
Adrenochrome just like literally shrinks your face.
That's a different person, right? So yeah, I'll send the pictures, but this is not P Diddy. The markings are not the same. It's not the same person I know. And I've seen that with a few celebrities. Kanye came back. Kanye's announced. Kanye said one time, if I disappear for a long time and come back, they've cloned me. His exact words were, if I disappear and come back, they've cloned me. Then he disappeared. And Kim Kardashian, if you watch this episode of The Kardashians, she's like going through all his clothes and she's kind of like mourning him like he's dead. I understand that can happen with a breakup, but she's like looking through his clothes and she was like, he used to love this sweater. Like he's gone forever. And I think they cloned Diddy. I think they cloned Kanye. Who else do I think they cloned?
It sounds like Diddy would have cloned himself. Who would like abduct Kanye or kill him and then clone him to like
Okay, so here's the other conspiracy. Is that the Hollywood is run by like Hollywood elites, and at the top of the list are like Beyonce and Jay-Z, and they're like evil and if you don't like succumb to them or like do what they say, they fuck you up. If you don't succumb with them. Yeah, like that's why Kanye got on the stage when Taylor Swift was winning the award and said the Beyonce thing and then disappeared shortly after. And then, yeah, so they're saying it's Beyonce and Jay-Z and all these elites and that they're evil people. And then there's all these articles coming out showing how everybody always, when they accept an award in music, they always thank Beyonce, like almost like they have to. And then there's this other clip. So there's this whole thing. They think that they drink adrenochrome and they're drinking blood from children. And there's this clip, I'll show you right now, of I think the Grammys or some sort of award show where Jay-Z looks like he has a glass of blood on his table. And it really looks like blood. Hold on. Jay-Z drinking blood. Where's the picture? Hold on. It looks like blood. It looks like blood. So,
but that is a fucking dumb like Hollywood kind of.
Do
is like just purposely pretend to drink blood.
That's true.
But it could be like if they are as evil as you say, that would be such a great opportunity, and I'm sure they get so much pleasure from like pretending.
Yeah.
In plain sight.
I need to know. Yeah, exactly. They hide in plain sight. I need to know if these people are drinking and sacrificing children. There are interviews, dude. First of all, okay. I don't know how deep I need to go, but I'm on TikTok scrolling. Now I'm seeing these kids coming out that are 17, 18 years old that they're not part of like Hollywood. They're just like regular kids that lived in the Midwest. But there are human child sacrifice parties happening regularly everywhere. Did you know that?
Yeah, unfortunately.
There was this one girl I saw on TikTok that was saying that.
I mean, I just on TikTok. I just mean like, obviously, I know it's going on. You're saying it's like going viral right now?
Yes. No, I'm saying right now, I'm seeing like these interviews of these kids doing podcasts that are old enough to speak now. And they're like saying like, oh yeah, we lived in the Midwest and my parents used to sacrifice and kill children regularly. They would have sacrifice parties and their friends would come. And she's like, one of these girls was saying like, oh, I woke up one day and there was just like a little boy in my living room. He was my age. My mom made me become friends with him. And
where in the Midwest? Do you remember?
I don't know. I don't know. But
like, I don't know if you remember. was an actual child prostitution ring.
There's child prostitution rings everywhere. Listen, they're everywhere. They're happening all the time. And these people are like really like doing like Santeria like crazy. Like I remember growing up, we had neighbors that would kill animals for sacrifices for their religion. And I thought that was like the nuttiest thing in the world. When I was growing up, we used to have neighbors down the street that would sacrifice chickens. They'd cut the chickens' heads off in the yard and do like weird dances and like sacrifice. Yes. And I thought that was the scariest shit ever. And now growing up, they're doing that with children. Like they're doing that with living beings. So I don't think it's far-fetched to say that that's gone on to Hollywood. I don't. I do think that they're fucking weird over there and they're doing weird shit. No, it looks scary. No. I never saw the actual sacrifice, but you would see the blood and you would see the thing they killed the chickens with. And everybody knew not to go into that. There's 2 houses I couldn't go to. They could have been cockfighting. It was a very Hispanic town. You're right. Yeah, maybe she was just protecting my peace, but it did seem like some dark shit was happening. So yeah, I think they're cloning. I think Diddy's cloned. I'm gonna have Xavier put up a picture of Diddy now and Diddy cloned. You tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments. Do you believe in cloning? Do you believe in human sacrifices? Also, like, what's happening? What are they getting from this? Like, okay, obviously it goes down to religion. They believe that if they sacrifice, the gods give more back. I can barely believe in God. I do.
Oh, you think that these people are doing this for a higher power?
Yes, I think.
Evil power?
Yes, I think that.
It's just that they've already kind of reached the height of fame, and it's just poisoned their brain. And you're probably human beings are not meant to control the 8 billion people.
No.
They just go fucking nuts, and they're like drunk on power. That's kind of how I read it.
No, I go. Listen, if you're that drunk on power, go be mean to a waitress. You don't have to sacrifice. Like it's.
If you and all your bros are the most powerful people, in the media, it kind of does probably feel.
You need a mic so bad. You do this every time. Every time I ask him, I'm like, "Are you going to be talking to me? Because you're going to need a mic."
I was going to say too. I'll just go downstairs but this actually interests me. I didn't know you were going to be talking about some cool.
Do we have a second mic we could plug in? Maybe we could plug it in then. But yeah, dude, they're on some weird shit. They really are. And I don't know what the reason is. I do think they're doing it for like a higher power and they believe they get more out of it, whether they do or not. I think that it's on like some fucking freaky ass shit. And I do. Okay. Another conspiracy, I believe Disney's trafficking children. What is that girl that just got murdered? And it is a sick story. Maddie murder. Maddie Soto, Madeline Soto. She was a 13-year-old girl that she was found dead on her 13th birthday, and come to find out that her mom, hold on, let me stop this. Let me pause for a second. All right. So yeah, like the girl Madeline Soto, she was found dead. Turns out that her mom had this boyfriend who she'd been allowing to molest her like her entire life since she was like 4 and they met. And guess where he fucking worked? Disney. If you want to move the Zoom back and sit behind, you can. Yeah, this is long enough. And guess where he worked? He worked at Disney, babe. He worked at fucking Disney. And there's people that claim that
what
Disney...
did he do? Like he was like the janitor, or he was dressing up as Goofy?
Well, he didn't have to dress up, but...
or he was like an executive.
No, he was an executive. He was a cast member. He dressed as Gaston.
No fucking way, dude. That's definitely
And that's
the rapiest one, right?
That's the rapiest one. He literally tried to rape it in a cartoon. And there's people that say that Disney traffics children, allegedly. At Disney, if you're listening, I have no proof of this. Please don't sue me. I know you have a lot of money. I'm not sure if this is true. I'm just saying what I've heard. Allegedly. We should name this podcast fucking allegedly. Disney trafficking.
You know what, dude? You know what connection I just made? You just told me last week about it's stuck in my head that the Disney soap that was like
a core childhood memory that you could like recall the scent
smell,
of the
cherry almond
soap from like 25 years ago. And that I thought that like struck me as kind of strange. Now that we're in conspiracy mode, dude, what if they're putting pheromones in the soap to get these kids horny, and like they're hooked on the soap? I mean, I saw the glint in your eye when you were talking about this soap. It was like a core memory.
The soap did something to me sexually. I'm not gonna lie. The soap at Disney would fuck me up. I'd be smelling my hands.
I guess you just fill in your pockets with it.
Yeah, if there was a man and he was like, "Follow me and I'll give you the soap for home," I would have followed him down the Disney tunnels. Okay, so. Polk County. Okay, look, this is in the news. September 28th, 2023. Polk County teacher, Disney employee among 219 arrested in human trafficking. Did you ever hear about this? Did you ever hear about?
I'm like on the lookout for
Disney workers among 200 arrested in Florida human trafficking sting.
What in 2019?
Mm-hmm. September 19, 2022. Disney worker among 160 arrested.
Well, that's just like, okay, so they like arrested a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And one of them. So like, you know, the proportions, but still, dude.
And then there was a lady online whose daughter claimed she let her daughter go to the bathroom alone, and her daughter claimed that while she was in the bathroom, a wall opened up and someone tried to pull her into it. Yes.
Dude, that almost, I swear to
that
God,
almost
that
happened to you in
me
Japan. That happened
I took a video of it. I mean, obviously I was fucking allegedly really high on acid and 2CB walking through the streets of Shibuya, and we somehow landed in the fucking grimiest Irish English mashup fake like Outback Steakhouse type of pub in Japan. And there was a weird fucking bathroom, and I sat in, and I swear to God, there was like clicking noises coming from it, and it just felt like somebody was trying to like lure me into it.
You very rarely get scared, and you came out of that bathroom, and you were like, "I think I almost got taken," and I was like, "What are you talking about?"
It was evil energy in there, and then it was even more evil energy out there. The group of the most annoying girls.
We did meet annoying girls. One of my favorite things about my boyfriend is how mean he is to hot annoying girls. God, does he hate them? But yeah, dude. Yeah, that's what one of the kids claimed, is that they went into the bathroom and a wall opened up, and and Walt Disney World's secret bathroom, exploring their secret underground tunnels in Disney. Man gets lost in Disney's underground, finds weird indoor buildings. So they have a whole underground area.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't surprise me, but yeah, it should be more transparent. What's going on down there?
Yeah.
You know, I'd like a tour of that.
Yeah. Okay, let's see what this is.
This is why you should never leave your child alone in Disneyland. Allegedly, this 4-year-old girl named Lee went missing in Disneyland in Anaheim, California on October 12th. Lee was visiting the park with her family. They were having a great time, so they decided to get something to eat together. And that's when Lee realized that she really needed to go use the restroom. Surprisingly, the mother let 4-year-old Lee go to the restroom by herself because, after all, it is Disneyland. It's safe, right? Time started to pass by, and Lee was taking longer than usual, so the mother went to the restroom to see what was going on. When the mom entered the restroom, she saw the most unbelievable thing ever. The mother witnessed a man taking Lee to an underground tunnel, and when she tried to go grab Lee, the door completely closed and she was unable to catch her. Allegedly, the mother ran out of the bathroom crying for help and contacting the authorities. Authorities and employees of Disneyland completely checked the bathroom and they could not find anything, and they just made it seem like she was crazy and making up the whole thing. Lee's father told Disney management that they should break down the floor of the bathroom to prove that there's not a tunnel, and they told him no. Disneyland management had told
To be honest though, if I'm that
parents
dad, like
had
you're
lost-
not stopping me from getting into the park and fucking breaking into the tunnels.
Also,
Like,
if I'm that mom, I'm not letting my 4-year-old go into the bathroom alone at Disney.
yeah, obviously it's full.
There's a lack of parenting here, first of all. Before we even blame Disney, you're pushing your kid into diddle world, okay?
Yeah, dude, this isn't the fucking raging waters. This isn't the water park where, yeah, sure, you can just, that's. I think if you bring them there and let them loose and they get molested, then it's kind of like a social contract.
If you get molested at a water park, it kind of just washes away immediately. There's enough chlorine, it kind of just melts away from your brain. But Disney, while your ears are on, Churro in hand, you never forget that, okay? You never forget that. So yeah, look at this video that they had. I don't know if this is a real video.
The most unbelievable thing ever. The mother witnessed a man taking Lee to an underground tunnel, and when she tried to go grab Lee, the door completely closed and she was unable to catch her.
Do you see that?
What?
The floors open up and there's stairs that go down to other places in the bathrooms at Disney. That's weird. That's weird. That's
That
weird.
is weird, but I mean, it is the perfect cover that is probably so hard to run a park like that. They go to incredible lengths and amounts of money to like build the infrastructure to make it all look perfect and have you never see it. So like that wouldn't surprise me that they have like
underground
just
tunnels.
janitors coming up from the tunnels and cleaning like in between. You know, it's like
Right.
they're into weird shit like that, but it is the perfect cover. But it's also, you know, a very porous organization where, you know, the rogue pedophile could slip in. It might not be, you know,
Yeah.
indicative of the entire company, although
Yeah, dude. And you know what? Have you ever seen the parents that are really into going to Disney? They seem like they would give their kids up for trafficking. They're narcissists.
kind of,
If you're a Disney parent and you're like have a pass and you guys go all the time, you're like kind of a narcissist. I don't know what
yeah,
else
for
to
sure.
say.
It's like the same type of parents that let their kids be backup dancers for Michael Jackson. Like,
Yeah, it's like the same parents that are letting their kids
They're
spend the night at Michael Jackson's house.
they
They're
are.
like,
They do kind of worship at the altar of Disney, especially in Florida. That's like I lived there for a very short time, but dude, I was surprised. It's like their number one sports team is just Disney.
it's disgusting.
Everybody, dude. People like move there just across the country just to be close.
And it's not that fun. I
don't
guess
know, dude. I
I
haven't
guess
been
if
a
you're a
long time,
kid, maybe I'd like to go again to experience the magic again, but I'd have to be deep on psychedelics probably to enjoy it. But if you're an adult woman and you're in your 40s and you're wearing little sparkly ears and you're going sober to Disney and you're just having a drink and a turkey leg, fuck off, bitch. Find a better hobby, like you boring fucking basic bitch. Have you ever had fun? You ever came? Try coming. That's fun.
I think they are. I think they probably are. And
Coming?
well, just I think that's what it is. It's just the Disneyland is the edging to finally orgasm. They get home,
Oh, edged by
they have
Disney.
all their merchandise and they're just
Ooh,
covered in it. They
Dumbo.
lay in bed with all their fucking Mickey Mouse ears and
Ew.
just release one.
So that's another conspiracy I think is true is that Disney allegedly. That's another conspiracy that allegedly is true.
Yeah, dude. Kim said it, not me. Dude, big fan of Disney. They do own most of everything.
Oh no, Big D's gonna come after me. And you know what? Fucking Walt was a sketch ball already. I don't trust any man that freezes himself and wants to come back in the future.
Is that true?
Yeah, I think he froze himself. Let's fact check that.
Yeah, that's like one of those things I heard on a school bus once, but I never knew if it was.
Okay. Walt Disney. No, there is no evidence that Walt Disney was frozen after he died. That was just rumor.
But allegedly,
Allegedly,
he
he's-
is in a bathroom tunnel frozen somewhere,
yeah.
waiting until the day that they can collect enough children to resurrect him.
Yeah, that's where they got Disney on Ice from. This is okay. So Walt died 52 years ago. So he didn't freeze himself at all. No. Snopes produced
Where's the
point
body?
by point. Yeah, I want to see the
Where
body.
is it? Where's he buried?
Yeah, he was cremated 2 days after his death, and his ashes were at the Forest Lawn Cemetery in Glendale, which is also a very beautiful cemetery. Yeah, a chronic smoker. He smoked a lot.
Pretty sick.
Pretty sick. I'm starting to like this guy. I'm starting to like this guy. But yeah, okay. So
No, he was a very enterprising man, and
I do believe.
he's pretty cool. He's a great American, but
I believe
God, dude,
they're cloning celebrities. I believe that allegedly they're trafficking children from Disney. It's such a good place to kidnap children.
yeah, it's too obvious. That's why I think they're very selective, and if it is true, they that's why there's so few. They're like,
What better kid to kidnap than one whose mother lets them go to the bathroom by themselves?
exactly. So,
Chef's kiss,
sorry, I
dude.
couldn't pay attention to the end of that TikTok, but like that they found the kid's still gone.
I don't know. Let's see if the kid's still missing. InsideTheMagic.net. What website is this? Disneyland scandal continues with bone-chilling update. Crowds are urged to boycott the Walt Disney Company following a viral incident. It just at this point, this website is like pushing you to go to Disney. It's telling you all the fun things you could do.
See, dude, they control all of the narrative.
Yeah, they do. No, this says nothing about diddling. Nothing, dude.
Were they? Does it say are they like Florida residents? Or are they visiting?
I don't know. I could only find that TikTok. So who knows if it's real? But sounds real to me. Sounds real to me. They're drinking the blood of babies. 100%. Isn't that like, okay, what's dialysis, right? They give you new blood. Imagine if they give you fresh, young blood. Like, your body would thrive, dude.
That, yeah, there's a guy doing that.
He's taking his sons.
His sons,
and
yeah.
you can tell he looks a little younger. He looks scary, like a weird alien. But don't most celebrities look a little alien-like? Don't most celebrities look
true.
a little sickly and like they're trying to stay alive and stay young?
Because they're actually all 200 years old.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Kris Jenner is 494 years old. Why do you think she has so many kids? So she could sneak a little tube of blood every once in a while.
Yeah. Could be, yeah.
And you know what? I don't trust any of it, to be honest. Her whole connection, the Kardashians are weird. They're all on some weird shit. Everybody in Hollywood's on some weird shit. Everybody's doing something fucking strange. So yeah, those are the conspiracies I believe in. Cloning, Disney trafficking, drinking the blood of young children. Even the Getty Museum. They say there's tunnels under the Getty Museum. Who knows what's going on there? I'll tell you, I uncovered a sketchy thing before. I won't talk about it. I've definitely uncovered some sketchy shit before that I've brought up on podcasts, and I got shut the fuck down from talking about it. I can't say any more than that legally. But I've found some shit before where I'm like, I feel like this is true. And it turns out it fucking was, dude. It fucking was. And yeah, there's weird shit happening out there. I don't think we even realize how weird our world is. Like, it's really fucked up out here.
Yeah, if you take the time to soak it all in and process it,
Yeah.
it also becomes very crushing.
Yeah. It's almost nice
think
to
about
ignore
it all
it.
the time.
No, I couldn't obsess with it.
But,
I'd be sick to my stomach if I obsessed with it, but it is crazy. I don't know.
But it's also much better than you think.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm often surprised. We're like, I'm incredibly cynical. I love kind of relishing in the decay of the world. But
You do.
But I'm often surprised just by how better things actually are than even I
Really?
imagine.
That's
them
such
to
a
be.
nice positive spin on things. From going
That's
to,
kind of that's the only thing that keeps me going. Yeah.
from
Is that
diddled at
realistic?
Disney to this sweet positivity.
Well, no, I wouldn't say no, not
Do you think
Disney,
the world-
but yeah, couldn't like if you just fly into Orlando and then just drive an hour to the beach or to the Banana River and go canoe and see bioluminescence. Yeah, then you're like, oh wow, the world really is.
Do you think the
beautiful
world is
place.
more positive or more negative overall?
I mean, dude,
What do you think's winning right now, good or evil in the world?
Oh, like in the battle of good and evil.
Yeah.
Right now, I think evil is winning. Well, I don't know if I would even label it as like good and evil, but like maybe just like chaos and order. And right
Okay.
now, we're definitely edging into the world of chaos.
Edging at Disney and edging at chaos,
Yeah,
dude. Humanity stay edging.
Well, they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. One, order would be Disney. Chaos would be war in the Middle East.
Okay.
Two ends of the same spectrum.
True.
Edging.
True. Two
Ever
wildly
closer.
different edgings, but yes. Okay, so for the last part of this podcast, let's get into a little advice. Reddit advice going on. Top post this week. This is from Acceptable Cloud 687. Title is I found a missing person and I don't know what to do. Ooh, perfectly on theme. Okay, my mom and I work at a small family-owned clinic, and let's see how long this is. Okay. And most patients are low income or homeless. Yesterday, I answered the phone, and it was a woman with a man in the background telling her what to say. I asked her all the usual questions, and he would yell at her and tell her exactly what to say. He took the phone towards the end of the call and asked if I could fax him all her medical records so he had proof of who she was. I told him I can't, and if he called the next day, I would talk to my boss about it. I know it's against the rules, but I went home and looked her up on Facebook. She is homeless, and we had a few mutual Facebook friends. While looking her up, I found out she had been missing from my state since February, and the area code that she called was in Texas. I told my boss, and he told me to call the man back. I called him back today and asked for the woman I previously spoke to. Every time I would ask, can she come to the phone? It's about her medical records. He would dodge my question and tell me, oh, she's in the bathroom or she's asleep. Until after about 5 to 10 minutes, he said, I'll call you back in 5 minutes. I'll go get her. After 15 minutes, the woman called me and was barely able to speak and was not clearly in her right of mind. The man in the background kept yelling and then whispering, ask them to send your records. I told them I'd call them back tomorrow and get it all figured out. I think this woman is clearly in trouble. There's been tons of kidnappings this year, and all of the cars have Texas, Oklahoma, or Arkansas plates. What do I do? I'm seriously worried about her, and I'm not even sure how to safely or properly go about this, because even if she is there on her own free will, I still want to make sure she's safe. I think you should start flirting with this man. I like the sound of your voice. Wow, you sound really sexy. What's your name? Get to know him. Maybe a little phone sex. Have him come via phone. Then he's vulnerable. Nothing more vulnerable than a man that's just jizzed. He'll spill all the information. He'll tell you who that girl is. Yeah, I say start a little relationship with him. I know.
Wait, what? Dude, I'm so fucking confused.
So this girl.
You're telling a girl found another girl and she's with a guy, and you're suggesting that she just insert like herself as a throuple to
yes,
pry her away from whatever.
Yes. I think if she goes like, you stole this woman, then the call will die. You'll be blocked. You'll never hear from her again. That's
so funny, girl. Like the difference in how a man and a woman would handle that situation.
How would you handle
where
it?
You're like, yeah, dude, I'd probably just fuck the guy, and then like while he's sleeping, maybe just sneak around.
Well, no, I wasn't saying fuck him. I was saying phone fuck him. Phone sex.
Wait, what? How you gonna what?
They've been talking on the phone only. What do you mean? What are you confused about?
Honestly,
what a phone is?
That was really hard to follow that story. It was
this
like,
bitch works at a clinic with her mom, and this girl calls who's obviously been kidnapped.
Yeah,
I'd try and find more information about the guy and less about the girl.
I see now.
So I'd start telling the guy like, "Oh yeah, where are you from?" Like, "Oh, I love it there. I love that area." Blah blah. Start flirting. Obviously, he's into women. He kidnaps them.
Yeah,
that's a man who loves women. So, and I'd be like, you sound so cool. How old are you? Fine. Oh, he says I'm 56. Oh, you like golf? If he's white. Oh, you like...
Yeah, what if he's not?
He's Jewish. Oh, you like war? Like, different things.
Yeah.
If he's black.
Wow, you've got one for all of them,
you like sports? Yeah.
Can I test you? Okay, what if he's Puerto Rican?
Oh, you like fucking coconuts?
You like mofongo, dude?
You like mofongo? You like waiting for your food for over an hour at every restaurant? Same. Yeah, dude. And then I'd start flirting with him slowly till I could get my hands on that bitch and become a hometown hero. It would be so sick to become a hero.
Yeah, that's
I always thought that I'd be a good hero. And then this little boy drowned. Well, he lived, but when I went, I've talked about this before because it traumatized me.
Yeah.
But when I went to Hawaii, a little boy was pulled out of the ocean purple. And I mean, I don't technically know CPR. I do know that you're supposed to do it to the beat of Staying Alive.
Yeah.
Staying alive. I don't know when you stop and when you blow into their mouth or how any of that works, but I do know that you're supposed to do Staying Alive. And the moment someone was like, does anyone know CPR? I was like, I can't.
Yeah, you were a hero by stepping aside and not
trying.
Yeah.
You think so?
Well, I mean, yeah, some people have a hero complex, and like without really knowing CPR, they've been like, absolutely.
Okay,
Here's
so
my chance.
one
Like, just
woman was
killed
doing CPR on him already, and she was yelling, "Does anyone know CPR?"
yeah.
So in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to take over and know just as much as she does.
Yeah, well,
Like,
but
she's-
you should like line up. That is like one of the things. Is like you can
Take
have
turns?
because it does get exhausting. Like if you're
This is
actually
the
trying
fucked up
to,
part. If you're doing CPR on someone and they fucking die or they break their ribs, they could sue you.
Is
If
You
they
know what?
die, if you're doing
I don't even
CPR on
need to look
someone,
that up. I trust that you probably do know that.
if you're doing CPR on someone and they die, their family can sue you for doing it wrong.
If you're not certified,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
dude,
it's hard to it's hard to help.
That's one of the poor outcomes of having such a litigious society where people are like fucking scared to like help somebody.
Yeah. And that was
That
another
kind of
reason.
defeats the purpose of. But I understand, like.
But yeah, I really always thought I'd be like the one to be like, move. And then I'd be like, staying alive. Stay.
Yeah.
Also, imagine doing CPR on a child and singing that song. You'd look psychotic. Someone's like, that's my son. Staying alive. And you're hitting the notes perfectly. Ooh. To actually do the song with heart while you're doing the thing is so funny. And I think Highway to Hell is
Yeah.
another one. I'm on the highway. That one's a little darker to do to a
True,
child.
but it does get the crowd going a little better.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
dude. What about a
People are
good
rooting for
thunder?
you more.
What about a good thunder? ACDC
I don't know. That
Thunderstruck.
only works if you're drinking beer. That works great
That's
for
a
that game.
fun game.
Dude, maybe, have the person doing CPR in the middle.
Thunder.
Yeah, doing CPR, everybody's passing a drink.
Thunder.
Make it fun, dude.
You could play flip cup. How about beer pong?
It is Florida, dude. That is like a Florida CPR.
Yeah.
You got to kind of keep the party going. That's what he would have wanted.
Yeah, or you could set up a slip and slide where you slide to the kid, do a few pumps, blow, and go back to the end of the line. Make
All
it
right,
fun.
you're reaching. No,
that sounds like the
That's a lot
best
of
one.
setup, and
I say
now it sounds like you're just drowning kids at your slip and slide so you can be a hero.
I say you start it
Psycho.
with the Thunderstruck game.
Yeah.
Thunder. And that's when and then
Somebody else comes
then you
in.
slide thunder. And then you
yeah.
go back.
Like
Thunder. And everyone takes turns sliding and doing a quick thundy. A thundy to save the babies.
yeah.
Thundy for the babies.
So he did survive.
He did survive, I think.
Oh, you just walked away? You were like,
No,
nah,
I didn't
not
walk-
this time.
No, he survived, but I'm like,
But yeah, he was without oxygen for a while.
yeah, dude. I mean, when he got pulled out
Yeah.
of the water, he was like as deep as purple can be. Like a deep,
Yeah.
deep. I remember
he might
exactly
just
what
stay
happened.
That age forever now.
Yeah, he's never not going to be 8. I don't know what to say.
That
Like,
kinda
I'm
sucks,
really
though.
hoping mentally he's okay. It
Yeah.
was fucked up. And his dad just left him.
Wait, what?
Yeah, his dad, it was his. Okay, so he gets pulled out of the water, which is, this is not
Oh,
funny.
that's how he his dad walked away, and that's
His
how
dad
he,
was spearfishing like 5 minutes away on a different part of the beach. And his sister was at the beach with him, but he was like 9 or 10 and his sister was like 14. And it's like,
yeah.
you can't leave it. It's just like, you just can't do it. I don't know what to say. And the fucked up part is like, it was literally the best day ever in Hawaii. Like the waves were perfect. It had just rained. So the waterfall was like in the background coming down and the waves were perfect for just learning how to surf. So after that whole traumatic, and it was traumatic, dude. After that whole traumatic event, I'm looking at videos and I see the boy swimming behind me before he drowned, like having fun on his boogie board. And I'm like, dude, that might have been seconds before he slipped off that board. But yeah, I'm sitting on the sand and then I hear like, somebody help. And my first thought was shark attack. Like immediately I was like, someone got attacked by a shark in the water. And I see them dragging this boy out and I like close my eyes because I'm assuming half his body's going to be missing. And I like close my eyes and then when I look, he's just blue. And I'm like, fuck. And this woman, God bless this woman who found him in the water, just a random stranger, this tiny lady with short brown hair. She was just like, doing compressions. She's like, somebody help me. I don't know what I'm doing. And she's like, and nobody's helping. So
Yeah.
I'm running around the beach at this point, asking people if they know CPR. Cause I'm like, that's all I can do. And then nobody knows. So then I cover my ears and cry. Superhero helper over here. I called 911. We called 911,
Right.
as I'm sure other people did. And this poor woman is doing CPR. And then I think her boyfriend comes over and starts helping, and they're taking turns doing CPR. And I see the sister, she's got her eyes closed. She can't look. Like he looks dead. Like there's no life, and they're by the shore. And then probably 4 minutes later, he's still unconscious. This is like literally a whole 4 or 5 minutes later. I see this dude who's like this jack dude with long hair with scuba gear running, and everyone on the beach is like pointing him where to go. And then as soon as he sees the lady pumping, he like throws all this scuba gear and it runs and does like a baseball slide into the sand and just grabs his stun and just starts beating his back as hard as he can. And that, I think, honestly, fucking beat his heart back to life. Like he was just like, you could hear him smacking his back, like trying to get the water out. And then the kid was like still purple, and then the ambulance came, and dude, they didn't get him fully conscious for at least 11 or 12 minutes. It was wild. And I'm not gonna lie, fucked up my surf day. I really did. I was having the best day of my life. And then I was like, after that, I was like, you can't really go back into the water and be like, hang 10, bruh. Like, it really fucked me up. But yeah, I want to be a hero. That wasn't my time. It wasn't.
Well, so yeah, surely something will go wrong that's in your wheelhouse.
Yeah. Maybe I
Severe
should
enough that
learn
you have to step
CPR.
in. Yeah. No. Yeah. You should.
Be good. I also would like to learn how to do the self Heimlich, because I've almost choked by myself like 50 times. My aunt's friend just died from that. She was home alone and she choked on steak and died.
Oh no, dude, that's not a hero's death.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
That's
I'm sorry. If I'm choking on steak, my hand is going down my fucking throat. Deep.
yeah. But I mean, I think you do just like use the back of a chair and try to like hit your diaphragm.
We'd be
and,
fucked.
Like,
We don't even
force
have a
the
chair
air
in this
out to
empty ass
shoot it
apartment.
out. If not, yeah, you got to like try to get down there and like.
And if you
Open
can't,
your
you got to go find a
airways.
neighbor, dude. While you're choking, you got to go run and find a neighbor. Don't choke. Everyone should have one of those things at their house too that unchokes you. They're like $100. They're like these pumps. You have to unchoke yourself. They're for kids. I think it's good to have. I don't know. Everyone be safe, dude. Don't go into the bathrooms at Disney. Don't go into the beach in Hawaii.
Dude,
Don't
cut up
fucking
your steak small. Just
cut up
be
your steak
safe,
small.
dude.
Stay out of Florida.
Just stay inside. Don't even just stay inside
and
be
check for
safe.
mold while you're inside, because that's
Check
not good
for black
either.
mold. It's lurking everywhere. Asbestos tiles.
Carbon
are, like-
monoxide. Even inside's not safe, dude.
that was one of my biggest fears as a child.
It's one of my biggest fears
So-
currently. Actually, we have to check these to make sure they work.
I mean, I'm to the point where like for like probably a month of my life, I would sit next to the carbon monoxide detector, like plugged into the outlet, and just like kind of watch it,
That's
just
sick.
for any blips.
Well, it's scary. I also heard about a whole family that were at an Airbnb, all woke up dead. Well, they didn't wake
Yeah.
up.
Well,
You
we had a
can't-
wood burning stove too. Like that's why I was so scared. It's like
Oh.
it was a real
See,
concern
and there's
because my
things-
dad was like realistic. He was like, "Hey, like
There's
this is,
things
like, a
I don't know
possibility,
about
so-
either. Like, I would be fucked. Like, if I was camping and I was in the winter, I would make myself a fire in my tent and die of no oxygen. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know if you have a fire in your tent, you need extra air in there. Did you know that?
Well, yeah, it's preferable to like bury it and then make like a vent.
And this is how
Kinda
you know.
going out outside, like where the heat can come in and the smoke
And this is what I
can go
learned.
out of your
This is what I
shelter.
learned. You do a lighter test. You try to light a match. If it don't light, there's no oxygen, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, but I mean, yes, yeah.
Then how does the
That's
fire
true.
stay lit?
Well, it's just no. It's like you wouldn't want to start a fire in a low oxygen environment because like the oxygen is fueling the fire and sucking it out, and then you're
Ah.
kind of like that's like when you just kind of pass out.
Wow, I
and, like,
actually had
die.
no idea how that worked.
Look at
Anyways,
both.
y'all,
It's either way. Like, yeah,
You wanted
just think
fucking
about it. You just need ventilation.
conspiracies?
You just need oxygen for both of you.
You
for
wanted-
you and the fire. That's
you wanted conspiracies, motherfuckers? You got it. Diddy is Dottie, Disney is diddling, and Milton is mocking. Okay. And that's my episode, guys. You guys can check me out, kimcongdon.com for show dates. I have to update my calendar today. kimcongdon.com for show dates. Childless MILF on YouTube. Make sure you check out my special. Leave a comment. Leave a review. I just checked on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review for my podcast if you can. And my other podcast, This Bitch with Sarah Weinshank. And make sure you check out The Magic Prank Show on Netflix. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.